guys, welcome back to Clockwise Dandadoodles. Have you missed me? I am so sorry for the delay, but I am happy to report it was a successful weekend. I managed to place second. I'm very happy with myself. A very cute trophy. But I am back and I'm here to discuss anime with you guys. We are here for episode 8 of Dance Dance Dancieux. Before we get going, make sure you guys are subscribed. We are now approaching the final quarter of the season. Very shortly, you're going to get my end of season review where I'll crown my top 3. And after that video, we're going to have the next season, summer 2022. I've already looked at it. I've got some choices. I definitely know what I am breaking down. So I think every single breakdown I'm doing will be a sequel. So hopefully some of you guys have seen my first breakdowns or you have seen the first season of what I'm about to break down. So you can see it. But I'm not giving any more spoilers away. I think it's time to get going, and if you are not subscribed, make sure you are, because we're aiming for 1k of subscribers by the end of the year to start doing live streams. The grandmother and Mori and how abusive her training was. We also hear him being constantly compared to his mother. We do get the result of last week. The tutor is told that they're both at the school. She flips out because Mori's attending. It's not your problem. You don't need to go. It's okay. At the end, we are told that Miyako is attending for other reasons, why she's actually allowed to attend, and it's definitely benefited him by miles. She isn't like that with her own daughter, so it's very weird to see her reaction trying to stop them going. Spiciness, we're going to have the girls joining the boys for a bit, which is cool with the dance as well. A lot of male roles are paired up with females. Another male dancer who told me most of the time the male's job is to support the female, make them look good, really be there as a support crutch, if anything. There are obviously pieces where male dancers take a lead role, like the prince's part, but a lot of the time the majority of the pieces would have the two together and the boy is the second leading role as opposed to like the main central piece. I am officially aware of some of the reasons why this anime hasn't got the watchers that it maybe needs, and I am aware that a lot of people refused to watch this anime because they thought that it was incest, Miyako Mori type thing. A few people told me that that's not the case, so I just stuck with it, seeing how it goes. Obviously, with the result of the end of this episode, it's not that case, but I was fully aware of all of this stuff going on. Mori is now going to be not talking to people at the end of this episode, but he does seem to have appeared again to finish the class off, because he is definitely in the teaser for next week as well. Height-wise, Miyako and Mori just make a great match because they are very good at partnership, and mainly you need to have a boy who matches your height, or the boy has to be slightly taller. But sadly with Junpei hasn't quite got the height yet. I don't think he's had his growth spurts. All I really saw initially was Miyako being this is my cousin, I care about my cousin, I've known him for ages. Even when he's saying, you promised to be my princess to protect me, that's something kids say all the time. Kids say stupid things. A thing that I didn't really want to read too much into. So I've been able to, in my head, keep Miyako away from Mori. To me, I do see a very close familial bond, but I don't see anything romantic. And he's had a very odd childhood where he's been kept pretty much in isolation. He's more likely to not really know how to act and things. I think with her, she sees him as family. I don't care if we're cousins, I see you as official family. I care about you, that kind of thing. With Mori, it may be perhaps more. I have tried my best to keep the two separate in my head. On the role of the male character needing to be a simple support, why Junpei gets slammed by Natsuki as the fact that you made the show all about you. In Swan Lake, we have the boy supporting the female, showing her off in all of her beauty. But in our performance, we had Junpei trying to make... The main attraction was him. He was in charge, and that's why Natsuki has a right old go at him. That performance is going to be a benchmark we keep going back to, and we're going to hopefully have a better performance at some point where Junpei is the dancer doing what he needs to do. Into the world of ballet and just the roles that both male and female play on the stage, which is very interesting as well. The anime also seems to be addressing the darker side of the intense training that some kids go through. There's always going to be a darker side to those who take it too seriously, or those who literally live and breathe dancing and ballet. I'm seeing very similar connections between Natsuki and Mori. So we have our debut of a new character called Natsuki, her first proper debut, and we're told that Natsuki skipped levels because she's literally pro. She is the daughter of the elitist judge. I'm gonna put her right up there with Mori's grandmother in how demanding they've probably been as teachers. Seeing Natsuki dance is a different matter. So she is a machine, she is perfect, but her face doesn't look happy. She doesn't look happy. She's just so serious, aiming to be the best. She's Mori was essentially beaten into the position where he is right now. Natsuki, I am in no doubt stating that it may be a bit more 80-20. Like 20% is her really wanting to do it. 80% might be the pressure and stuff. But I see Mori as being 100% beaten into the career and accepting that all he can do is ballet. Two are definitely very similar. Our playboy in disguise. He's the character who pretty much pulls all the strings right at the end as well. Odd character in general. And I feel like there might have been a bit of malice in what he was trying to do at the end, but I'll talk about that in a moment, because we have Mori and Miyako taking the front again with these two making their dances, and I understand that these two are definitely a make and break for people. Hopefully with the kiss at the end between Junpei and Miyako, maybe that will convince people to come across and actually watch it, hopefully. Depending on what cousins they were, if it's anything beyond third, that is technically something that you could marry into. You can marry anything beyond third cousin in this country. I don't know what the rules are in Japan. Anything past third is apparently okay. Emo dancer. The dancer who is so serious that her face just won't lighten up. She's so focused. She's so intense. She can't allow her face to relax a little bit. She is the kind of dancer who just wants to be the best. And I know a few people who have been so driven to be the very best that it's devoured them, it's broken them. The obsession has gotten to them as soon as somebody overtakes them. It gets to them, and I've seen people fall out of the cosplay scene with this mentality, and they've never come back, and I've never seen them come back, and it's quite sad. Obviously, not everybody can be a winner in these situations. Seeing Natsuki wanting to be the very best, and to be fair, by the sounds of it, she is the very best in her class. But it also doesn't look like she's enjoying it. It doesn't look like she's actually relaxed and able to enjoy what's going on. Fantastic moment when Natsuki and Junpei finally start to hit it off. They finally start to get on with one another. You have middle ground. You have common ground. You can literally talk about ballet and you start hitting it off, because Junpei has started to play a bit more safe in her eyes, and she's asking, why are you playing it safe? Why are you not being crazy again? I believe truly that what this episode and this little moment is trying to show us is what partnership really is. What I believe partnership really is when two people come together and bring out the very best in one another, where one has something the other maybe is lacking, learn from one another. Natsuki is unable to make a gamble. She's unable to take a chance and go, jump high. If you're too scared to jump high, it's going to disrupt you a little bit. You're scared to even attempt it, which is what Junpei is bringing in her, trying to get her to try a little bit more. Junpei himself wasn't playing it safe, so Natsuki is all about order, whilst Junpei is chaos. It's order to the chaos, trying to bring them together and find that middle ground, and that's what ends up creating this true synchronization going on between them, which is really nice moment, seeing them pretty much perfect for each other. The fact that in the end they're unable to actually gauge their distance because things go so well. The teacher maybe has a little grumble, but it's not a negative. It's not her saying bad things. It's just going, get better, just make sure you're gauging things next time. She doesn't tell them off or anything. It's just a be careful because you basically slammed into a window. The next sequence, let's talk about the end sequence, because that is basically the big moment of this episode in particular. We have the playboy in disguise setting up Miyako and Junpei. It was sad because I feel like he knew exactly what the fallout would be. The fallout is going to cause a huge amount of fallout, because all this episode he's heard from Mori stating, yeah, no, she likes me. Junpei even being like, no, in his head, no, she likes somebody else, because even I was very shocked by the end sequence as well. The playboy knew this was going to cause fallout, and I actually think that was the intention. I think the intention was to cause fallout because I think he sees Mori as the biggest risk. I don't think he sees Junpei as a threat, which could bite him in the butt at some point, but I'm not quite sure. But now he's got a girlfriend, it may distract him from his dance work, so that could also work out in that favour. The intention, I think, is because he's jealous and he's worried that he's not going to be the best in the class. So upsetting Mori is perhaps going to wreck his dancing. Having Junpei distracted will upset his dancing. So hopefully, I think what he's thinking is that the SS places will go to people who actually want it, because he was pissed off that they were entering and they had no intention of actually going into SS class. Because I knew that Mori would be seeing everything, and of course this is all set up so it is supposed to be seen. I really felt bad for her, because initially, before we go into the kiss sequence, we are told that the reason she is allowed to attend a school that we've just seen the mum go ham on Junpei for even trying to attend, is her mother doesn't think she's good enough to be a prima donna, which is heartbreaking. Miyoko's seen her mother basically pick up somebody who's been dancing for a few months and go, yes, you are what I want to work on. You're what I want. And I am going to stop you going to do this thing that I've allowed my daughter to do. That must be weird to her. The reason why she's been allowing her to attend a different dance school is because the other tutor actually sees something in Miyoko. And she's like, well, if that's the case, then you can work at it and you might be able to get yourself a chance to stand on a stage, and maybe you'll be allowed to do small parts and then work your way up that way around, which is really, really sad. But Junpei doesn't see a small part. He sees a prima donna. He sees somebody who can stand center stage as a diamond glittering, where the mentor doesn't see that. I really was shocked at this next sequence when we have Miyoko and Junpei kissing. I wasn't expecting a kiss between them. I also wasn't expecting to come out and say that I like you. I really wasn't, because of the way that the anime's been. It's been leaning very heavy on the Mori Miyoko thing, so I can understand why people thought it was going to be incest. Us sadly seeing Mori walking off really, really hurt. I really did think the anime was trying to push for a different relationship than what's actually happened. So it felt a little bit left field when it actually happened. It felt 50-50. I wasn't actually expecting her to come out and say anything. I thought Mori was going to end up being rejected again. I don't know 100% how I feel yet, but I am excited to see how they become. Can they bring out the best in one another? Are they going to be able to work together as a couple? Is Junpei going to be distracted? Is it going to be for the best? Are they going to be able to bring out the best in one another? Like that idea of synchronization, the perfect partnership. Very sad about poor Mori walking off. This is going to sting. This is really going to sting. And I think next week as well, in the tease, it looks like he might be approached by the head tutor. And she could be saying, join the SS class. There's a possibility she might say, do you want to join the SS class? Obviously, that's not what he wants. He wants the ability to go abroad. But SS as well, I mean, if you could make the top of that, it would definitely be something behind your belt if you could. So that could happen. Maybe Mori is going to be top of this elite school, whilst Junpei is going to be pushing it with the tutor in the other dance studio, and maybe they're going to become proper rivals. I don't know. Anything could happen at the moment. We do now only have 3 episodes left. There are only 11 episodes of this anime. I am very, very nervous because the reaction at the end with Mori sitting on a train looking quite sad. It hurt because I do love him as a character. I really think he is a very complex character. I really like him. I probably like him a bit more than Junpei. We will see where it goes. It was a very interesting episode. New characters, new skills are being shown. We've got the two really bringing out the two. A perfect partnership between Natsuki and Junpei. Nice to see those two dancing as well, and how important Natsuki actually is. Gonna be interesting to see where we go, because there's 3 episodes now. Whatever they do, I hope we end in a really good place. I hope it's a satisfactory ending, and if it does end in a cliffhanger, at least confirm that you're going to give me a second season. Fantastic episode, really enjoyed it. I hope you guys are doing very well. I hope you've had a good weekend. Sorry about the delays. Everything now goes back to normal now, so no more delays now, guys. All done. I will see you guys again next week. Have a good day, guys. Bye bye.